This is Sriram Triveni, lecture in botany. Today our topic is technical description of a flower. Okay, technical description of a flower. So this is very helpful for the taxonomy. So if you write the technical description of a family, you have to know about the characters of a leaf. So before going to explain about the families, you have to know about the basic technical knowledge about the taxonomy. Okay ma, this is a very important topic. This is very useful for the taxonomy understanding. Okay, so first of all we have to know about the classification of a leaf. So we can use following morphological basis for the classification of leaf. So those are on the basis of petiole, on the basis of lamina, on the basis of arrangement, on the basis of venation, and on the basis of location. So one by one we have to discuss. So first of all, on the basis of petiole. Okay, so on the basis of petiole, the leaves may be petiolate or sessile. What is the meaning of petiolate? If the petiole is present, that you have to use the term petiolate. If the petiole is absent, okay, you have to use the term sessile. So petiolate and sessile. So on the basis of petiole, the leaf may be petiolate or sessile. And the petioles are of different types. Petiolate leaves are that leaves which have petioles. For example, leaves of mulberry. Okay, sessile are these leaves which do not possess petiole. For example, leaves of maize, onion, etc. Okay ma. For example, here are the pictures showing petiole and the sessile. So here first of all you have to observe the this is a petiole. So this is a twig and this is a leaf. So the connection between the leaf and the twig, okay, the connection between the leaf and twig is called as petiole. So here the petiole is a stalk-like structure which is useful for the attachment of the leaf to the twig. Okay, this is petiolate. Here in the picture, this is showing sessile. So here sessile means the absence of petiole is called as sessile. Here this is the twig and this is the leaf. So there is no link and there is no connection, or there is no stalk in between the twig and the leaf. So this type of arrangement is called as sessile or petiole is absent. Sessile or petiole is absent. So here directly the leaf is directly attached to the stem. Okay, the leaf is directly attached to the stem. Here are some examples are there. This is a what is this one? This is sessile or petiolate. This is a sessile. So there is no stalk in between the twig and leaf is called sessile. And this is a subsessile. Subsessile means a stalk-like structure is just present on the twig. So there is no long stalk is there. Only a small part of stalk-like structure is there in the subsessile leaves. And this is exactly this is a petiolate leaf. There is no doubt at all because there is a stalk in between the leaf and twig is present. So this is called as petiolate leaf. In the families, in the taxonomic families, if you observe a twig, and if you give someone is giving a twig and observe this is a sessile, and they ask if this is a sessile or this is a petiole, just you simply observe the leaf attachment to the stem and just say this is a sessile leaf or this is a petiole leaf. Okay, petiolate leaf. Okay, ma? So this is a sessile and this is subsessile and this is petiolate. And here I will ask some questions to you. Just observe the picture and tell me and what is that petiolate or sessile. This leaf, this is petiolate. Why? Because stalk is present. This is also petiolate. Petiole is present. This is also petiolate. So petiole is present. Here observe this diagram. This is a twig, this is a leaf. The leaf directly attaches to the twig. So this is called as sessile. Here is some picture is there. So two leaves are opposite leaves and these opposite leaves are directly attached to the stem. There is no petiole. So this type of arrangement is called as sessile. Okay. So here are the sessile leaves. So sessile leaves, just observe the drawing. This is the stem. These are the opposite leaves directly attaches to the stem. This is a twig and leaves are directly attached to the stem. This is a leaf and directly attaches to the stem. Okay, these are the sessile leaves. Here some petiolate leaves are there. So here are the petioles. These are the petioles. This is a petiole and this is a leaf. Petiole, leaf, petiole, leaf, petiole, leaf. So this is called as petiolate leaf. Next, on the basis of leaf lamina, leaf can be classified as on the basis of lamina margin, on the basis of lamina shape, on the basis of lamina division, on the basis of lamina margins, and the last one is on the basis of lamina apex. So one by one we have to discuss in those 5. First of all, we have to discuss about on the basis of lamina size. Okay, so here on the basis of lamina size greatly varies usually due to climatic condition or habitat of plant. It has 3 main categories: large, usually in hydrophytes; medium in mesophytes; small or narrow in xerophytes. So here you have to observe one thing. In hydrophytes, the lamina size is large. The lamina size is large. Okay, large. In mesophytes, the lamina size is medium. In xerophytes, the lamina size is small or narrow. So here you have to observe in the xerophyte, if the lamina size is very broad or large, so on the epidermal region, stomatal pores are there. So if the leaf lamina size is large, the number of stomata also increases. So automatically the stomatal number is increases and it leads to the rate of the transpiration also increases, and the rate of the evaporation of water also increases. So that for controlling of the stomatal transpiration, the leaf lamina size is decreased in the xerophytic plant. So comparatively from the hydrophytes, the xerophytes are opposite to the hydrophytes. So the hydrophytes are need not to protect themselves from the sunlight. Okay, comparatively from the xerophytes. So these are opposite to the hydrophytes. So xerophytes are the opposite to the hydrophytes. And in the mesophytes, the medium sized leaves are there. So in these mesophytic plants, the atmospheric temperature and the atmospheric temperature is moderate, so that the leaves are there is no adaptations in the mesophytic plants, so that the leaves arrangement and the leaf lamina size is medium in the mesophytic plant, because of the adaptive, because of there is no climatic changes, there is no there is no maximum climatic conditions in the mesophytic regions, so that mesophytes maintain the medium leaf lamina size. So here are the some hydrophytic leaves are there. These are the hydrophytic leaves. Okay. These are the mesophytic leaves. The leaves are medium in size. These are the xerophytic leaves. Just observe the drawing now. Observe the pictures. What are the xerophytic plants? So these are the Opuntia leaves here in the picture. So cactus plants are there. So next one is on the basis of lamina shape. So on the basis of lamina shape, leaves have following main structures: hand shaped or star shaped, oval shape called elliptical or ovate, lyrate, large lamina with smaller lobes, example radish. Next one is spatulate or spoon like. Next one is lanceolate, example onion. Sixth one is oblique leaf having unequal arms. So here are the pictures in the leaf shapes. First in the pictures I have to observe this is a entire leaf margin. So the leaf margin is smooth. The leaf margin is smooth. This is a entire leaf margin, and here this is a serrate leaf margin. The serrate leaf margin is like this. Okay. Next one is crenate leaf margin. This is step-like manner, like this. Okay. Next lobed. This is a lobed leaf shape. And this is the parted leaf shape. Okay, ma? This is a spoon shaped. Spoon shaped. These are the different types of leaf shapes. The leaf identification: this is a leaf, this is a cordate leaf. Heart shaped leaf is called cordate leaf. The opposite to the cordate leaf is obcordate. This is a petiole and this is a leaf lamina. So completely the obcordate is opposite from the cordate leaves. Okay, ma? This is a cordate leaf and this is obcordate leaf. This is a heart shaped leaf and opposite to the heart shape is called as obcordate leaf. So this is the entire leaf margin. The leaf shape is, here are the margins with there is no margins here. Here are the leaf shapes are there, and this is a linear leaf shape and this is a lanceolate. These are the leaf shapes. Linear. Both ends are very sharp in the linear leaf shape, and this is a lanceolate. Some part is just like this and sharp at the end. Okay, sharp at the terminal positions and white at the middle position is called as lanceolate. Here the oblong leaves are there. In the oblong leaves, the leaves are straight like this, and ends are blunted ends. Both sides blunt ends are there. Both sides blunt ends. So like this. Okay, or called as oblong leaf shape and elliptical. And elliptical means from the comparatively from the lanceolate and elliptical, small difference is there. What is the difference is, here in the lanceolate just in the middle position is like this, but in the elliptical the middle position is continue from the few inches and then gradually decreases at the tips but here there is no white part continuously long, but gradually increases and drop at one position and gradually increases and drop at the certain position and gradually decreases. But here in elliptical not like that, gradually increases. That increasing part is continued from few inches or few centimeters, then gradually decreases, gradually increases its shape and continue from the few inches and then drop down and decrease it to from the tips. Okay, so this is called as elliptical. And next one is ovate. In the ovate shape, this is oval shape. So this is egg shape like this. Okay, from one end this is a just wide part is there and the blunt part is there, and another part is very sharp, or tip is very sharp at the another tip. One tip is blunt and one tip is short, is called as ovate like egg. Next one is cordate. Cordate means a heart shaped leaf is called as cordate, and then obcordate is completely opposite to the cordate. So like this is obcordate leaf. So here are some important leaf shapes are there. So observe the drawings. This is a falcate leaf. And this is orbicular. Orbicular means just like this. Okay, next cochleate. The leaf is like this. Okay, next subulate. The subulate leaves are like this. Next cuneate. The cuneate leaf is having 3 edges or 3 tips. This is a linear leaf already you know that. And this is a other important leaf shape, that is sagittate. The sagittate leaf is like this. Okay, this is not cordate. This is different from cordate. Cordate leaf is like this. Obcordate leaf is like this. But here there are the edges. Okay, so the sharp ends are there. Okay, this is different from the obcordate leaf. This structure is called as sagittate, and this is called as hastate. Okay, hastate. Sagittate and hastate is few difference. That is, in the sagittate the leaf tips are faced downwards and these 2 leaf tips are faced upwards. Okay, and this is panderiform. The leaf shape is like this. And this is a auriculate. Okay, this is a lobate, and this is flabellate leaf shape. Next one is on the basis of leaf laminar division. So on the basis of laminar division, leaves may be simple or compound. What is simple and what is compound? Simple means only single leaf is present and only one piece. Single means one piece. Simple, then the simple leaf only one piece of leaf is present. In the compound leaves, those which have lamina divided into pieces or leaflets. Okay, the small parts of the leaf is called as leaflets, and they contain main rachis. Compound may be pinnate or palmate. This is called as compound leaf, and the compound leaves are different types, and those are pinnate leaves, pinnately compound leaves, and the palmately compound leaves. If you observe this is a pinnate compound leaf. The leaf in which lamina is divided into leaflets along leaf petiole. So here different types are there: bipinnate, tripinnate, and D compound in which leaflet is divided more than thrice is called as D compound. So bipinnate, tripinnate leaves are there here. So pinnately compound leaf is like this. This is a compound leaf. Observe the drawing and tell me. This is deltoid leaf, and this is a lobed leaf, and a lobed double serrated leaf. This is palmate leaf. This is pinnate leaf. This pinnate leaf is bipinnate. Okay, tripinnate leaves are also there. So here pinnate means here this is a bipinnate leaf. This is pinnate leaf. Okay, this is pinnate leaf. Only one stalk is there. On the stalk, leaves are attached like this. And then this is bipinnate. Bipinnate means this is a stalk, this is mono, and bi. Bi means two. This is one, and these are two. This is the second, and on the second rachis leaves are arranged like this. On the second rachis leaves are arranged like this. This is called as bipinnate. Okay, next bi means two. Next tripinnate. Tri means 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. On the third rachis, the leaflets are present. That type of arrangement is called as tripinnate. So on the third rachis, leaflets. Here you have to use the term leaflets, not use the term leaf. So the compound leaf, you have to use the term, the total part is called as leaf, and in the leaf the small leaves are called as leaflets. So you have to use the term leaflets in the place of leaf. Okay, so in the compound leaves you have to use the term leaflets. Okay ma. So this is bipinnate and this is the tripinnate. And here one important part is there, that is the important terminology is there. That is peripinnate and imparipinnate. Peripinnate means always ends with even number. That even number ends with even number of leaflets is called as peripinnate. Okay. Next one is imparipinnate. Imparipinnate, it ends with one odd leaflet. So if ends with two leaflets or even number of leaflets is called as peripinnate, and odd number of leaf ends with odd number of leaflet is called as imparipinnate. Here this is a peripinnate and this is imparipinnate because ends with two leaflets. So this is peripinnate. Here ends with only single leaf. This is called as imparipinnate. So in the leaves, peripinnate ends with even number of leaflets. In the imparipinnate ends with one odd leaflet, and then peripinnate is completed. Then bipinnate and tripinnate. And the bipinnate leaves, the leaflets are arranged on the second rachis. Okay, in the tripinnate, the leaflets are arranged on the third leaf rachis or stalk. So here decompound leaves are there. So the decompound leaves, what is the decompound leaf? Decompound in which leaflet is divided more than thrice. So here decompound leaves are there. These are divided more than thrice. Okay. So here pinnate compound leaves are there. So what is it, ma? Say what is this an example of Ceratonia. So this is the rachis and the leaflets are there, even ends with even number of leaflets. This is the peripinnate and this is example Robinia ends with one odd petal. So this is imparipinnate. Okay, here bipinnate leaves are there. Bipinnate leaves, this is a petiole, and the petiole, this is a rachis, and the rachis leaflets are present. So examples are Albizia and Acacia, okay, and Jacaranda. Here tripinnate leaves are there. This is a petiole, okay, or primary rachis, and this is the secondary rachis, and this is the tertiary rachis, that is the third rachis. On the third rachis, leaflets are present. So this is called as tripinnate compound leaf. So here in the picture, tripinnate leaves are there. So this is a rachis, bipinnate leaves are there. This is a rachis. This is a secondary rachis. On the secondary rachis, leaflets are present like this. Okay, this is pinnate compound leaf. Next, palmately compound leaf. When leaflets arranged in such a manner that seems to be arranged from same point and have hand-like appearance. Okay, this is called as palmate. Palm means palm. Aracheyi untundi kada, danni palm antunnam. So the leaves are arranged like this, palmate. So in hand-like appearance. Okay, hand-like appearance, palm-like appearance. So those are unifoliate single leaves, unifoliate, and the bifoliate two leaflets are present. In the trifoliate, three leaflets are present. In the multifoliate, more than four leaflets are present. Uni means one. Unifoliate, bifoliate, trifoliate, three. Multifoliate, so number of leaflets. So here palmate leaves are there. So those leaves are hand-like. So this is a hand-like arrangement is there. Hand-like arrangement is there in the plant. So this is called as palmate compound leaves. Next, on the basis of lamina margin, I already explained in the leaf shape So those are leaf margins and the entire leaf margins, dentate leaf margins, serrate leaf margins and incised leaf margin. What is entire leaf margin means? Smooth continuous margin is called as entire leaf margin. So smooth margin is present. In the dentate, large teeth shaped margins are there. In the serrate, margin with upward cuts are there. Okay, margin with upward cuts. Incised means margin with irregular cuts, deep in shape. Okay, so here are the entire leaf margins shapes are there. So entire leaf margin is a smooth leaf margin. This is a petiolate and entire leaf margin. Entire leaf margin. So next is dentate leaf margin. The dentate leaf margin is tooth shaped. Leaves are there. Tooth shaped leaves, cuts. This is called as dentate. Dent means tooth, na? Okay. Next, serrate leaf margin. So upward cuts are there. So this is a serrate leaf margin. So in the serrate leaf margin, double serrate leaves are there. So in the single end, two serrates are there. So serrate with subteeth. So here two teeth are there like this. Okay, observe this diagram. This is a single serrate. This is a double serrate. Double serrate. Okay. Teeth forward pointing and serrate with subteeth here. So this is a serrate leaf margin. So sharp ends are there, very sharp ends. So those are called as serrate leaf margin, and these are the incised leaves. So incised leaves, what is the definition of the incised leaf mark? So margins with irregular cuts and deep in shape is called as incised. Margins with irregular cuts. So these are not identified as this is a entire leaf margin or dentate or serrate. We can't recognize some part. This is a serrate leaf margin looking like a serrate, and some positions this is like dentate, and some positions this is like so inside the leaves, in some positions these are looking like serrate and looking like dentate and looking like entire leaf margin. So we can't recognize so particular shape. So these are called as a particular margin. So these are called as incised leaves. So these are the undulate leaves. So undulate leaves means wavy leaf margin is present. So the wavy leaf margin is called as undulate. So the long or widely wavy part is called as undulate leaves. So these are undulate leaves. Wavy leaves are there. Wavy leaves are there. So these are undulate leaves. And next one is laminar surface. So laminar surface also varies from different types are there, and hairy contain hairs, and the second one is glabrous, means smooth surface. Glabrous means smooth surface. Glaceous leaf surface means, glaceous means shiny and green, very shiny. And the spiny means covered with spines. Oily means having secretions at the surfaces. Okay, and the leaf laminar surface, some leaf laminar surfaces are hairy because of presence of hairs. Some are looking less glabrous, means smooth, and some are looking like glacious. Glacious means shiny and green, and some leaf mass surfaces are spiny because of presence of spines, and some leaves are oily and having secretions at the surfaces. So here are the hairy leaves are there. So these are the hairy leaves. So on the leaf lamina, hair-like structures are there. Small hair-like structures are there. So these are the small hair-like structures. So observe the picture. Observe the slide. So clearly knowing this slide, in this slide, so hairy leaves are there on the surface, hair-like structures are there, and this is a glabrous. Glabrous means very smooth. Leaf surface is very smooth like this. Okay. Just if you can't observe the surface, just touch it and observe the nature of the leaf surface. Okay. And this is a glacious. Glacious means shiny. Okay, shiny and green colored leaves are called as glacious leaf surface. And this is spiny leaf surface. If you touch the leaf, just if you observe the leaves, the surface is spine like structures. Okay, not smooth. Okay, rough nature is there. If you touch the leaf, the leaf is touched very roughly. Okay, that is called as spiny leaf surface. Presence of spines on the leaf surface is called as spiny leaf surface. So here are the pictures for the spiny leaf surface. So next one is on the basis of leaf apex. So on the basis of leaf apex, leaves have following types: acute, obtuse, acuminate, cuspinate, emarginate, and macronate. First one is acute. Acute means shape of the apex. Apex means end position of the leaf margin is called as apex. Now, so that acute means the shape apex ending in point, and obtuse, blunt or rounded apex is there. In the acuminate, long and pointed apex. So what is the acute difference between acute and acuminate? In the acute, shape apex ending in point, just point, and the acuminate, long and pointed apex is there. Okay, next cuspinate, end with sharp spiny point. Only ends with sharp spiny point, but in the acuminate, long and pointed apex. In the cuspinate, end in sharp spiny point, but it is not long. Okay, this is not long. And the emarginate, brief apex with notch. And the macronate, abruptly terminate at a spiny point. Here are the acute leaf margins are there, so shape apex ending in point. So this is acute. This is acute leaf apex, and this is acuminate, long and sharp, and is bristle at tipped, only like this, only tip is there. And truncate is like this, and the obtuse, blunt end is there. So this is acute. So this is acuminate leaves are there, acute, obtuse leaves are there. Okay, so in that, this is looking like obtuse, but this is acute. These are the obtuse leaves, this having blunt end, These are the acuminate leaves, acuminate, long and sharp leaf, and long and sharp. Okay, acuminate. Next, this is cuspinate. Cuspinate means like this. This is the ending part of the leaf, and the ending part of the leaf is just emerges like this. Ending part of the leaf emerges like this. Okay, this is called as cuspinate. Okay. Next one is emarginate. This is the emarginate leaf apex. Just edges like this. Okay. This is emarginate. This is macronate. Okay. So here are the leaf apexes. This is upchordate. Okay. Okay. Truncate, acuminate, acuminate, acute, obtuse, chordate, emarginate, cuspidate, apiculate, macronate. Okay, these are the leaf apexes. Next, on the basis of arrangement, according to the phyllotaxy and arrangement or arrangement, alternate and opposite oral phyllotaxy is there. These are the opposite alternate leaves. So one leaf is there, the leaves are arranged alternate manner. So observe this diagram, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. This is alternate and this is a spiral. Okay, this is the opposite. So two leaves are present in opposite direction. This is a oral phyllotaxy. The leaves are arranged in a circular manner. Okay, here are the alternate leaves. This is the opposite leaves and this is a whorled phyllotaxy. The arrangement of the leaves is called as phyllotaxy. So here alternate and opposite and the whorled phyllotaxy. Whorled means circular. The leaves are arranged in a circular manner here and then circular manner here. So these are the leaf arrangements of leaves. Then leaf location. Okay, the leaves are presented on the stem. Depending upon the stem, the leaf location that is a colline. Colline means attached to the stem is called as colline leaves. So this is the stem. Okay, the leaves are arranged like this. So no distinct aerial stem is there here in the leaf location, yet the colline leaves are there. Next, on the basis of venation, the leaves are different types. Those are reticulate venation and the parallel venation. The reticulate venation is mainly present in the dicotyledon plants, and the parallel venation is present in the monocotyledon plants. Okay. Parallel venation is like this. The leaves are arranged like this. The leaves are arranged in a parallel manner. In the reticulate venation, the main leaf midrib is there, and the midrib is having parallel leaves, and the leaf venation is arranged like a net-like manner is called as reticulate venation. Here are the on the basis of veins, shapes, arrangements, edges, leaves are different types. Is a net-like. So this is a net-like reticulate venation. This is a parallel venation. So this is a hand-shaped leaf. This is a hand-shaped leaf, and this is a heart-shaped leaf. Spear shaped, round shape, needle leaves are there. This is a simple leaf. This is a compound leaf. Okay, compound imparipinnate leaf, ends with odd petal. This is smooth end. Okay, toothed end, dentate leaf margin, entire leaf margin, lobed. These are the alternate leaves. These are the opposite leaves. These are the whorled leaves. Okay, ma. This is so this is in this picture, entire leaf margin is there, dentate leaf margin, double dentate, and the lobed and serrate leaf margins are there here. Clasping, sessile, petiolate, sheathing leaf bases are present. Okay, this is about the technical description of a leaf. Okay ma. So this is very important class. So all of you must learn about this. This is very useful for the writing down the technical description of a family. Okay ma. Thank you. Take care. Stay home and stay safe.